A Fox News alert, brand new fears this morning that ISIS could be planning a 9/11 style attack. Acting DHS Secretary Elaine Duke warning the terror group is trying to take down planes and inflict mass casualties.
Here to weigh in on this is former Deputy Commanding General of U.S. forces in Afghanistan and author of Besieged, former Brigadier General Anthony Tata. Sir, thank you so much for coming on this morning. Obviously, this is a big plot, and it's very aggressive in nature. Is it even conceivable that ISIS could do something like this in its current state?
Yeah, Rob, Jillian, thanks for having me on. Yeah, it's totally conceivable. This is why I think it's so important that we continue to fight the enemy on their 5-yard line, not our 5-yard line. I can remember when I was in Afghanistan as a Deputy Commanding General there, we intercepted 2 or 3 attacks planned against the Homeland by foreign fighters, and we absolutely stopped those attacks. And so today we have enemies that want to destroy our nation, defeat our nation, want to kill our citizens, and we all need to be aware of this, that there are evil people out there in the world that are organized and have the resources and means to do us harm.
If something like this were to come to fruition, how confident are you today, 2017, that the United States is ready for this?
I'm highly confident. Our law enforcement officials on the ground are absolutely the best, between the FBI and local law enforcement, and then our CIA and military personnel overseas and on the home front, and Department of Homeland Security. The intelligence sharing is strong, and I think that we would not be talking about this if we weren't confident that A, it was going to happen, and B, that we had the resources to defeat it. Switching
topics, sir, I mean, ISIS has had a rough couple of months here, especially under the Trump administration, and I think a stronger military in general. They're running scared at this point, which has been fantastic news. The question is, what will fill that gap where they were? Obviously, you've got, when you run the leaders of these countries out, like Bashar al-Assad, like we saw with when Saddam Hussein was pulled out, with Gaddafi in Libya, it does create a vacuum, and there's nobody in charge. And oftentimes you can get something even worse, like ISIS. Who takes control now? Yeah, Rob, what is happening right now is there's 2 things that have gone on. One is that the Trump administration has loosened the rules of engagement that has allowed us to do hot pursuit and other types of effective engagements of the enemy that were not allowed before, timely, effective engagements. And the second thing is that the Kurds have stepped up to the plate big time. Both winning in Mosul and winning in Raqqa has been in large part due to Kurdish help. And so when you look at a post-conflict Syria in particular, you've got to have a conversation about Kurdish independence in that region, which I know is a tough topic for Syria and Turkey and even Iraq to talk about, but they have been a strong and ardent ally of the United States for multiple years and engagements. Now, one thought line here is that, you break up one form of ISIS and you're going to see another one, pop up in some other way. The fear is real, okay? And so the question is, how would you expect that to pop up? Is al-Qaeda going to be bigger, stronger? Because there are reports already that al-Qaeda has been recruiting some of those ISIS members. Yeah, what you've had is Hamza bin Laden come out, bin Laden's son, who, in some rumored to say his favored son, has come out and announced with Zawahiri that he has taken charge of all factions of those that hate America that are of Islamic origin. So Hamza bin Laden poses a real threat. I think he should be on, and I'm sure he is on, our no-fly and watch list, and we're looking for him and his associates so that we can kill or capture them and continue to keep the pressure on this enemy that wants to coalesce and do us harm. Well, ISIS had a huge swath of land, and we don't want a nation build anymore, obviously, so we have to figure out what's going to happen in that territory with nobody in control. But General, thank you so much for coming on this morning. We do appreciate it.